One, courtroom or Nankasano. They want everybody not to video. You can take pictures, but you cannot video. Announce as video without even what video judge in the movie. That is another case where young lawyers, they are not going to say anything. I'm telling you, sir, this is it's far more than what we are doing right now. He's making Ghanaians say, they say, no, Agyapong between $18 million. If you mark my word, today's date, right? Even $50, I'm not saying that. He will end up paying more. Mark my word. I'm telling you. That Obianwa Ruby, I don't know why he like to do this.
No, I also knew about Kakra of Ajay. Lawyer Ochedako say, Oma filing motion for mistrial. Motion, no, and not a train date, no. What I say? And no number and panel new jury, no, if the court approves of the motion.
And then again,
but Nina is subject to the court's approval of the motion for mistrial. And mistrial, nature say. There's a jury way and achia. Enti new jury.
Thank you.
Na new jury no emra, but here to once.
Okay.
U.S. Federal Court a civil procedure rules the mono. Say I was say judge for ejitum say judge we say no or jitum say ane jury way I a mistake because lawyer Chedako argument to making it say judge name my jury instructions. Jury no bro say instructions no so. And I'm filing motion for mistrial. But the judge has to agree first before new jury panel ebebem. So agree. Not just an award of 18 million and no better hope. And don't be emotional about it. This is court.
The judge, jury, even as we're speaking right now, no, Ken has never even shown anyone evidence. Lawyers allowed way announced to flow to tell his story because on the case not the court yet. It allowed him to flow and end. And right there no, on last week Friday, I'm not sitting there and pretending like crying. They threatened to kill me. They killed one of my guy. And that was a brofu. Anas was crying. Actually, I was there. Abrofi are very emotional. And they got that feeling, they got that touch. And I'm saying, okay, say this and say the jury Emma order say. During but you should not look at the emotional part, but look at the exact problem. No namu found results from Remy. Took everything. Next month, Nasa next month you rule assembly. Nasa anasa even 50 cents to cry now. If I won't come to this show anymore, he will never penny kobo. He will end up paying. Mark my word, because of the judge now are recording about video. All this that is going on. Agyapong wasn't fighting for himself. He was fighting for his party. He was fighting for
U.S. inform. American inform say he was fighting for his party. He fighting for a party and form.
I'm not saying about America. Right now, I'm not statement. I'm talking about Ghanaians now. They are jubilating. Sir, and I tell you, there's a lot of them, including a lot of MPP who are happy.
They are happy about the same way.
Same way. I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat it. But you know what? God is the judge. And another Cambrofubi, the battle is the Lord. The law start working now. You better understand how America. This is not Ghana.
Ghana
or the max is him. Was he able to put max here? Before all yes, I don't know. His passport was captured. Okay? Yeah, man, Silicon Metal wedding on now we all know who are nasty.
Read the writ that was issued against Mr. Kennedy. I've also had the opportunity to interact with the lawyers of Mr. Kennedy Agyapong, and I've had briefings in that regard. So I think I am in the right space to comment on the same. First of all, when I said that the news was fake, we must understand that there is a difference between a verdict of a jury and also that of the judgment of a court. The final judgment of a court and the verdict of a jury is not necessarily the same. For instance, if you look at Ghana, for instance, we have two forms of trial. We may have the summary trial and that of the trial by indictment. In Ghana, trial by indictment mostly relates to higher offenses. So higher offenses, the law is of the view that we should also get other non-lawyers or people who are not with any legal background to also help in ascertaining the truth of the matter or whatever case that is being heard. But of course, in the US, even in matters of defamation, you also have that of the jury also coming. So when the jury makes a decision, that decision is the verdict of the jury. And ordinarily, and in many cases, the expectation is that the judges don't usually vary it. They may adopt the whole decision entirely and then enter it into the court record as the judgment of the court. But within the context of this very instance, it was not entered as the judgment of the court. So it still remains the verdict of the jury. The jury operates on defined instructions and rules by the court. If you realize in this particular instance, the jury were supposed to advise on which damages should be awarded against Mr. Kennedy Agyapong. There are actual damages, there are compensatory damages, and there are also that of punitive damages. Interestingly, they combined all the three. But the instructions were that they were supposed to divide the damages into two and also sit even on the punitive damages as an independent, account and give an independent account on it. So it was at that point that the lawyers of Kennedy Agyapong raised an issue that if the jury did not go by the instructions of the court, then it constitutes a grounds for mistrial. So the mistrial application, they made it orally. The court was of the view that no, in matters like this, you have to make it through a written motion, which the written motion gave them 7 days to apply same. I spoke to their lawyers yesterday. They said hopefully by today or latest by Friday, they should be able to apply or file the written motion. So now, until the court makes a determination on the mistrial application, it places more or less a hallowed injunction on the verdict of the jury, which has not even been entered in the first place. So when I described the news as fake, it was in relation to how the story for me has been spent, to make it appear as though there has been an award of a judgment, a final judgment against him. As of now, there is no final judgment. If anybody who disputes it should produce the judgment so that we'll all read. But of course, after the mistrial motion has been heard, we'll be able to know all the consequential outcomes or decisions that comes from the court, whether or not the judge is going to enter same. But mind you, as soon as the judge also rules in favor of the mistrial application for the applicant, what essentially means is that the whole trial process will have to start again. This one, I think, if you look at the rate, it began in